Hampton Sides, The Wide Wide Sea, Imperial Ambition, First Contact and the Fateful Final Voyage of Captain James Cook. Embark on a journey through history and exploration with The Wide Wide Sea, Imperial Ambition, First Contact and the Fateful Final Voyage of Captain James Cook by Hampton Sides. This book offers invaluable insights into Captain Cook's daring expeditions that mapped uncharted territories and sought the elusive Northwest Passage. The narrative not only explores Cook's storied achievements and the technological advances he championed, but also delves into the complexities of colonial impacts on indigenous cultures. It's an intimate look at Cook's multifaceted life, highlighting his navigation prowess, moral dilemmas, and interactions with varied cultural landscapes from the icy reach of the Arctic to the lush environs of the Hawaiian Islands. Prepare to navigate poignant themes of ambition, legacy, and cultural exchange, all encapsulated in the story of an explorer whose name is etched in the annals of maritime history.
Explorer's Final Quest. Captain Cook, a revered explorer of his time, navigated the most frigid regions of Earth, earning accolades from no less than England's King George III. Yet, despite his adventurous exploits, his personal life was grounded in London with his wife Elizabeth, marked by the grief of losing 3 out of their 5 children while Cook ventured across oceans. Elizabeth bore the weight of this heartache alone during his long absences. Cook's journey from the son of a farm manager to the Royal Navy's esteemed navigator is a tale of perseverance and ambition. His career set sail on Whitby's coal-hauling ships, eventually earning him a Royal Navy commission to observe the transit of Venus, an endeavor that catapulted him to fame. Cook was a pioneer not only in navigation but also in understanding indigenous cultures, showing them a rare respect. His advancements in preventing scurvy and using the marine chronometer brought precision to his charting of new territories. Now, at 46, in 1776, a new challenge awaited him. The Admiralty summoned Cook for a clandestine mission to the icy northwest coast of North America, in pursuit of the elusive Northwest Passage that could revolutionize trade routes by linking the Pacific and Atlantic. Despite whispers of hubris, Cook accepted what would become his final command, driven by an unwavering curiosity and deep-seated belief in his inevitable success. This quest was not solely about seeking new land but about expanding a legacy intertwined with daring exploration and scientific enlightenment. Alongside Captain Charles Clark, his steadfast second-in-command on the sister ship Discovery, Cook set sail with dreams of pushing the boundaries of mapped reality. Navigating uncharted waters. The British expedition under Captain Cook aimed to conquer the Northwest Passage from the Pacific side, a grand venture designed to secure Britain's commercial edge over European rivals. Central to this mission was the belief of Lord John Montagu, the 4th Earl of Sandwich, who theorized that saltwater's resistance to freezing could pave Cook's path through Arctic waters. The voyage was meticulously mapped out, from Africa, through the Polynesian Islands, and north to the Arctic. Beyond exploration, Cook carried a personal mission, returning a Polynesian who had captured London's fascination since his arrival from the South Pacific in 1774. Born in Raiatea and displaced by Boroburan conquest, envisioned reclaiming his honor with English support. With King George III's blessing and a promise to introduce British agricultural practices to Tahiti, Mai's journey featured as part of Cook's third voyage, rich with animals and seeds reminiscent of a biblical Noah's Ark. Embarking on June 25, the Resolution, laden with supplies and officers like William Bligh, set sail, marked by Clark's planned rendezvous in South Africa. Over the next month, Resolution weathered tumultuous seas to reach the Canary Islands, while Discovery, with an unwittingly ill Clark aboard, left England, afflicted by tuberculosis. By late November, Discovery docked in Cape Town, reuniting with Cook. After necessary repairs, the expedition proceeded towards New Zealand. Cook, guided by directives, was drawn to revisit a grim chapter from his past expedition, a brutal attack on Adventure's sailors by the Maori, which had left Britain reeling. Intent on uncovering the motives behind this violent clash, Cook steered towards New Zealand with resolve and curiosity. Return to uncertain shores. In February 1777, two ships, the Resolution and Discovery, neared New Zealand's South Island, causing unease among the Maori, who suspected Captain Cook of seeking vengeance. With the help of Mai as a translator, Cook reassured them of his peaceful intentions. As they set up their camp, the Maoris' intrigue was piqued by animals they had never seen before, like horses and cows, marking the beginning of lively interactions and trade. Cook's journey took a serious turn upon learning about a past violent incident involving the Maori. The events unfolded after a tribal misstep led to a fatal shooting by an English sailor, escalating to a massacre initiated by Chief Kahura. When Cook confronted Kahura, who openly admitted to the killings, Mai expected retribution, but Cook resisted, opting instead to prevent further violence. With this mystery unraveled, Cook sailed on to Tahiti, familiar territory known for its captivating landscapes and indulgences. For Mai, returning to his homeland was bittersweet. Despite being endorsed by King George, his societal standings were still overshadowed by his family's status, a concern confirmed through Cook's discussions with the local chief. Mai, however, was more preoccupied with thoughts of avenging his enemies from Bora Bora. Cook journeyed to the island of Hua Hin, where the tribal chief warmly embraced the idea of Mai's return. Mai was granted land, and the crew helped establish his new life by building a house, cultivating a garden, and releasing animals. Amidst heartfelt farewells, Mai embraced Cook, whom he regarded as a fatherly figure. Yet, Cook left with doubts about Mai's ability to re-assimilate into his society. Years later, crewman William Bligh returned to Hua Hin only to discover the aftermath of Mai's short-lived return. Mai had succumbed to a viral throat infection shortly after their departure, with most traces of his legacy and possessions left behind nearly vanished, disseminated by subsequent visitors to Tahiti. Voyages of Discovery. In November 1777, Captain Cook embarked on an ambitious journey, leaving Hua Hin and the Society Islands to chart unexplored parts of the Pacific. The 5,000-mile voyage held the promise of new discoveries as they set their sights on North America. On December 23, the crew unexpectedly stumbled upon a coral island, christened Christmas Island by Cook, where they savored a seafood feast. Continuing their northern voyage, January 18 marked a remarkable turn with the sighting of a stunning volcanic island, Kauai, part of the Hawaiian Islands. The fertile lands captivated Cook and his men, as did the language of the islanders, echoing that of Tahitian. This linguistic connection highlighted the formidable seafaring acumen of Polynesians, though it also underscored a long-forgotten contact with Tahitian ancestors. Cook was fascinated by the vibrant Kauaian culture. The island's inhabitants showcased an impressive civilization with skilled craftsmanship, evident in their tapa cloth and finely crafted weapons. The Hawaiian society's vibrancy was mirrored by its robust population and rich resources, leaving a lasting impression on Cook. Despite the enticing engagement of local women with the crew, Cook notably maintained his chastity. Choosing not to annex the Hawaiian Islands for Britain, aware they might soon catch Spanish attention, Cook stayed true to his mission of exploration and scientific inquiry. His voyage northward continued, fueled by a dedication to mapping and understanding the world over claiming it. By March 7, 1778, Cook's ships neared the Oregon coastline, ever on course for discovery without the trappings of conquest. Voyage into the unknown. Battling relentless storms and fog, Captain Cook and his crew sailed up the western coast towards Alaska, arriving at the serene Nootka Sound by March 29. This peaceful inlet, encircled by snow-capped mountains, became the bridge for a significant cultural exchange between Cook's men and the indigenous Moa Chart people. The crew shared music and goods with the locals, forming a bond through mutual curiosity and trade. Continuing their treacherous journey north, the sailors reached Prince William Sound on April 26, where Cook seized a crucial chance to repair a dangerous leak in the ship Resolution. Undeterred by setbacks, Cook steered his expedition through hazardous waters along the Kenai Peninsula and stumbled upon what would be known as Cook Inlet, though finding it disappointingly barren. By July 1, the crew's persistence paid off, as they navigated into the elusive Bering Sea, charting through the Aleutian Islands and naming new landmarks along Alaska's rugged west coast. A week later, they reached Cape Prince of Wales and ventured briefly to Asia, where the Chukchi people welcomed them with whale meat and insights into their lifestyle. On August 11, Cook achieved a remarkable feat by crossing from Asia back to North America, becoming the first captain to traverse both the Antarctic and Arctic circles. Despite his accomplishments, Cook's path forward was blocked by an enormous ice barrier in the Arctic Ocean, challenging the notion that saltwater remains unfrozen. Forced to retreat, the expedition returned to the Chukchi Sea by August 21, realizing the impossibility of further progress. With plans to attempt the Northwest Passage anew in the spring, Cook shifted course towards the welcoming warmth of Hawaii, eager to escape the relentless challenges of the northern seas. Clash in Kealakekua Bay. Captain James Cook made a surprising choice to stay offshore as his ships approached the Hawaiian Islands after a grueling Arctic journey. This decision puzzled his crew, eager to set foot on land, yet Cook aimed to prevent the spread of disease and carefully manage interactions with the islanders to avoid conflict. Fascinated by the larger island of Hawaii and its majestic volcanoes, Cook was drawn to Kealakekua Bay, a place rich in spiritual significance to the Hawaiian people. Arriving on January 17, 1779, Cook and his crew encountered a massive and enthusiastic welcome from up to 10,000 locals and 1,000 canoes. While Cook initially intended to stay offshore, he was overwhelmed by the sheer magnitude of the greeting and soon recognized the necessity for repairs and supplies, drawing them to shore. Their arrival coincided with a major religious festival dedicated to Lono, the god of peace and fertility, leading to a ceremonial reception where Cook was acclaimed with chants of Lono as he stepped onto Hawaiian soil. Scholars remain divided over whether the Hawaiians sincerely viewed Cook as the deity Lono or whether it was a tactical gesture by the priests. Many aboard Cook's ships believed he was considered divine, influencing their interactions with the locals. However, the festive atmosphere shifted when King Kalaniʻōpuʻu returned on January 26, signaling the onset of a new season under a different god's patronage. The king honored Cook with lavish gifts but grew increasingly displeased with the prolonged stay, which strained the island's resources and disrupted sacred customs. Attempting to leave on February 3, the expedition was thwarted by adverse weather, forcing Cook and his ships back to Kealakekua Bay after sustaining damage. Tensions escalated rapidly when a native stole a boat from Cook's Discovery. Enraged, Cook contrived a plan to kidnap King Kalaniʻōpuʻu to secure the boat's return. As Cook moved to execute this strategy, hostility brewed among the islanders, deteriorating the situation fatally. An attempt to enforce a blockade led to conflict, resulting in rocks being hurled and shots fired. Tragically, Cook's efforts to defuse the crisis failed. He and 4 of his officers were attacked and killed in a violent confrontation that marked a catastrophic end to his venture in Hawaii. Legacy of leadership. When the renowned navigator Captain Cook met an untimely death, his crew found themselves in turmoil. The charge fell to Charles Clark, despite his debilitating tuberculosis. He quickly delegated crucial tasks. Lieutenant Bligh sought essential supplies, while Lieutenant King attempted negotiations for Cook's remains. Yet the atmosphere was tense, as hostility with islanders erupted into violence, leaving many Hawaiians dead and their homes destroyed. Overpowered by European firepower, the islanders reluctantly offered peace, returning some of Cook's remains and possessions. A poignant farewell took place on the ship Resolution on February 21, as they laid Cook to rest. With repairs done, the expedition departed Kealakekua Bay on February 23, 1779, but found themselves confronting new challenges. The determined Clark pressed on, trying to discover the Northwest Passage, but was ultimately turned back by Alaska's unyielding icy defenses. His health declined rapidly, and he died on August 22, 1779, at a Russian port. With Clark's passing, the mantle of leadership shifted to John Gore on Resolution, and James King aboard Discovery. The expedition sailed bravely through unfamiliar waters around the Kuril Islands, Japan, and Taiwan, finally reaching Macau by December 1779. The news of Cook's death left a profound impact back in England, sending a wave of grief throughout the nation, including the heart of King George III. The expedition returned to London on October 7, 1780, remarkable for the absence of scurvy fatalities despite the voyage's extremities. In Hawaii, Cook's story dug its roots deep into local culture, where his remains became intertwined with indigenous traditions. In 1874, Hawaiian Princess Light commemorated his legacy with a striking white obelisk, marking the site of his death, though the monument invites both curiosity and controversy, symbolized by a defiant inscription, "You are on native land."
Hampton Sides, The Wide Sea, distills the essence of Captain James Cook's final voyage, a pivotal chapter in maritime history replete with exploration, discovery, and dire consequences. Readers can glean how Cook's relentless pursuit of the Northwest Passage intertwined with both scientific inquiry and colonial ambition, underlining the complexities of 18th-century exploration. The book poignantly captures the dichotomy of Cook's journeys, his transformative impact on navigation and anthropology, and the lasting ramifications of his encounters with indigenous peoples. It is a window into the exploration-driven ethos that drove Cook, whose legacy is marred by both groundbreaking achievements and the sobering realities of colonialism. Through Cook's eyes, we are reminded of the nuanced dance between discovery and impermanence, echoing through history as much as his memory continues to echo in Hawaii and beyond.